Hey everyone! Today, I will teach you how to fully master Saitama's ultimate, serious mode. This ult is known for its power and easiness to use. And it's really easy to fill up the Saitama ult bar, so this ult might be the best ult in the game. Now, without any more yapping, let's get into how to master serious mode. Death Counter is the first move of serious mode. This is the only ultimate move that is a counter move. When I first started playing, I didn't know what a counter was, so I did this. When you use Death Counter, these red particles appear around you. When these red particles are there, anyone who attacks you in any way will get death countered. But they eventually disappear if someone doesn't attack you in time. After you death counter, you will be able to use normal moves again. You can use this to your advantage to look like you haven't ulted. Here are some good examples on how you can use death counter. You can only use one move every time you trigger the serious mode. Sometimes you can be a troll and pretend you're AFK and then death counter when someone attacks you. But to master this move, you need to know when to use it. Obviously, you use it before someone attacks you, but there's a little more you need to know to master it. A big part of the Saitama ult is to sell the idea that you have not ulted yet. You can do this by hiding behind a wall away from everyone else. Here's one scene where death counter would be good to use. If you don't have a specific target, you can just walk into someone's attacks to get an easy kill like in this clip. A great way to activate Saitama ult is when there's a lot going on near you, and you can activate it to scare people off. In this clip, I used death counter right when I ulted because I expected someone to attack me, but no one did. Which is why you need to be smart when using death counter. Only use death counter when you know for a fact the opponent is about to attack. Another simple, a little risky, but efficient way to use death counter is right after you kill someone. Ult. From my experience, the opponent will come back wanting to kill you, but little do they know you were prepared. They didn't see you ult, so it's perfect. Except for the fact that they might not come back. So only use this when you think someone's coming back. Before we move on, here's every move that death counter cannot counter. Now that death counter is clear, let's move on to the second move, table flip. Table flip is the second at one time. Use alt mode in serious mode. When you activate this move, 3 separate cracks will go 3 separate ways over a long area, and then and most of the players in that area will take lots of damage or die. Here is a good angle to see their table flips range. Everything in this area will take some kind of damage. But the more players are in the area, the less damage they will take, especially if they are clumped up. Something you need to know when you activate it. It launches the opponent back, which does about 11.5% of damage. It also slows them down, so they can barely move and cannot escape. But at the last second, they get normal speed again. But it is almost impossible to escape table flip when you get launched back, even with dashing, and you can't ult or use moves while in the table flip. So always make sure the opponent gets launched back to the middle of the table flip. If they are not, they have a high chance of escaping, like in this clip. My number one tip is to always use table flip on multiple people, and as long as they get flung back, they will die, so try to get some people in front of you. Now that we are clear on table flip, let's move on to the third move, serious punch. If this video is helping, please consider liking. Serious punch is the third one-time move in serious mode. When activated, you charge up your fist, then seriously punch. This is probably one of the most straightforward alt moves ever. Keep in mind that it takes around 5 seconds to charge up, but everything in its range will take damage or die. This move is similar to death counter, since you need to hide it. Here is a good scene where it should be used. As you can see, there are multiple people close together, which means the serious punch will damage both of them, and maybe more players that are in range. Like table flip, try not to aim for one person. It's so much easier to use than table flip. In this clip, I saw a lot going on and saw this as a perfect opportunity to serious punch. Another great usage of serious punch. Make sure to be quick so the targets don't go anywhere. Everything in this area will take some form of damage. Now that serious punch is finished, let's move on to the final move of serious mode, Omnidirectional punch. Omnidirectional punch is the fourth one-time use move in serious mode. Upon activation, the player stomps the opponent into the sky. Then multiple clones jump on the blocks behind the opponent. Then they punch the opponent out of existence. The stomp takes around 2.5 seconds to charge up. That means the opponent has to not move for 2.5 seconds. You can do this by performing a down slam. To do one, punch 3 times, and after the third punch, jump, and as you're falling, punch again mid-air. Anyway, it should look something like this. But the biggest mistake beginners make is by not making the opponent use their evasive dash, which means 50% of the time when you downslam on someone for the first time and Omni, they can just dash out of it, making you waste your ult entirely. So what you need to do is make them use their evasive dash, because after they do, they won't be able to dash out of your next downslam. Getting rid of someone's evasive dash and then downslamming again into Omni should look something like this. And now I can downslam into Omni without having to worry about them dashing out. This is around the max range for Omni. So make sure if you're using any stun other than downslam, be careful and remember to make them use their evasive dash. Now that all 4 moves are covered, let's go over the extras. If you didn't understand what I meant by extras, I meant the serious slap, trash can, and sneeze. To perform the slap, simply land an M1 uppercut by holding punch and jump while in serious mode. It does 34% of damage and can only be used once per serious mode. There really isn't a strategy, but a tip is to not serious slap if you're trying to hide your ult. For the trash can, just normally pick up a trash can and the game will automatically throw it. It does 15% of damage and can only be used once per serious mode. Same as the serious slap, don't use it if you're trying to hide your ult. Now for the final extra, the serious sneeze. To perform the serious sneeze, simply hit a wall combo by punching the opponent 4 times against a wall, then right after, you need to front dash. This can be done on trees, and trash cans if you're skilled enough. It does 55% of damage, the strongest extra. Like all the other extras, don't use it if you're trying to hide your ultimate. And that's about it. If this video helped you, please consider liking and subscribing. We are so close to 1K subs, and I will be hosting a stream when we hit 990 with giveaways, 1v1s, and more. If you would like to participate, join the Discord server to stay posted, since there isn't an official time yet. Now, that about does it for this video. Rain out.